If you're thinking about investing in the latest reopened March April bonds, wait. There's some crucial things you need to know. Central Bank just announced or reopened 3 new bonds with interest rates of, and for me to be sure, I will read 12.75%, 13.94%, and 14.18%. But like I always say, the interest rate should be the least of your concern when you're deciding on which bond makes sense for you. Not that it's not a priority though, but it should be on the lower priority. As always, if this is your first time seeing my face, my name is Babs, a budgeting coach, and I break down personal finance to make them simple, palatable for you to be able to understand. And I would like to break down the prospectus so that you are able to make informed investment decisions. So let's start with the basics. So let's start with there are 3 bonds, a 15-year bond with 9.9 years remaining at 12.75%, another 15-year bond, 12.1 years remaining at 13.94%, and another 25-year with 22.6 years remaining at 14.18%. The minimum investment amount, as always, is 50,000 shillings, and you have until April 2nd to place your bid. And here's something people may miss, and which I term as one of the things you should consider when deciding whether this bond makes sense for you, and that is the payment schedules. If you know, people are talking about bond laddering, and bond laddering is one of the things that motivate or are the reasons why people are investing heavily on the bonds, because they're looking for passive income on a month-to-month basis. The payment schedules are as follows. So the first bond pays in April and August. The second bond pays in April and October, and also the third one pays in April and October. This is crucial for bond laddering strategy. Like I said, if you're trying to receive payments throughout the year, this could be your opportunity to diversify your payment schedule. So some key important dates if you're thinking of investing in these bonds: April 2nd before or by 10 a.m. bid submission deadline. Settlement date April 7th, Monday. Very important, crucial dates. As a newbie investor, there's a certain amount of accrued interest you'll have to pay above and beyond your bid value. Not your bond value, but your bid value. So for example, if you bid 100,000 shillings, you'll have to pay above and beyond 100,000 to be able to capture the accrued interest, right? That they will give you when your coupon rate is due at the end of the year. Otherwise, you'll be eating more than what the people who've invested have eaten, right? I'll ask my editor to put the table here. Here's something new investors may overlook. There's something called accrued interest. Because these are reopened bonds, you'll need to pay above and beyond because of that accrued interest. So for example, the first bond is 1.7172 per 100 shillings, second bond is 6.4348 per 100 shillings, and the third bond is 6.5483 per 100 shillings. This means your actual investment will be higher than your bid amount. And again, the table shows what I mean. And this is strictly if the prices come in at par of 100 shillings. They could come under or above, which means that these values may be able to be recalculated as per the new price. Now, let me show you the real numbers, what you'll actually earn from these bonds if you hold them to maturity. Let's break it down for 100,000 shillings investment. So like you can see here, years remaining is on column B. Column C is the coupon rate. Withholding is 10% because of the duration of these bonds being above 10 years. For all of them, they were 15, and 25 respectively. Payment schedules are, as you can see here. So gross annual interest, which is gross without tax, then the tax in column G, then net annual interest in column H. Column I has actual payout per cycle, so how much you get every 6 months, then period until redemption, and the total interest you'll get for the total duration of the bonds. Please note that at maturity, you will get the last payment as well as your initial 100,000 back at maturity. Before you rush to invest, as always, like I say, always write down your financial goals, align your financial goals to your investment strategy for you to get the best value from your investments. Remember, don't just follow everyone and don't just follow me or any other person who's telling you to just invest. Make sure everything that you're doing is from an informed perspective and which makes sense for you and your household. If you found this video useful, like, subscribe, and follow. And as always, I always leave a link down below if you'd like to book a session with me to discuss how best to personalize an investment strategy for you and your family. I will put a link down below of how to place a bid and how payments are made to the portal if you indeed follow through with investing in this reopened bonds.